Where you find a teenager nowadays, you will find a cell phone. And new studies say that texting is causing less face-to-face communication.
Public speaking coach Stuart Fedderson is talking about these new statistics and what it means for teenagers living in our lives. And there are some pretty scary statistics, you say, when it comes to
100%.
Teenagers and face-to-face communication.
No doubt. In fact, the research shows that about 1 in 3 teenagers sends over 300 texts in one day.
Wow.
In one day?
In one day, okay, as opposed to face-to-face interaction and conversation. Another interesting statistic is that over half of teenagers and youth prefer texting over face-to-face interaction. So that means, I think in the research study, it was about 33% have face-to-face conversations with their friends every day, as opposed to the majority that text.
Stuart, do you feel like this will make the new generation socially awkward?
100% yes, unfortunately. So what's happening is these kids are so attached to their screens and their texts that when they reach adulthood, their communication skills are hindered, right? So they're going to be deer in the headlights when they get into their first job interview, when they resolve conflict with their spouse, when they're brainstorming with their team and at work, right? They're not going to know what to do because of the lack of communication that is happening now due to all the texting and all the screens.
Yeah, you say that this will hinder those big life moments, the negotiations they might have to make,
100%.
the interviews that they'll have to be a part of. So
Yeah.
what can we do to have that face-to-face connection with our kids, with those teens in our lives? What do we do? Where do we start?
This is honestly with all my teen clients. So I have a group of teens that I work with, and this is my secret sauce. Board games, ladies. Board games are your one-stop shop for all things communication skills, believe it or not. In fact, there's this amazing research study done by Northwestern University where they followed teens from their teenage years all the way up to adulthood, and they found that those who played board games at least once a week excelled in their conversational skills.
Really?
Excelled in their communication skills, excelled in their interview, in their basically every kind of communication skill out there, verbal, nonverbal, body language. It's just a one-stop shop.
Well, and you're making memories too, and this is one of
Yes.
my favorite things to do in my family as well. And you're right, conflict resolution,
Yes.
collaboration, and it brings out all the different personalities.
Yeah, look, I mean, Risk, for example, right? So I have 4 boys at home, and we were playing Risk, and you can imagine what, 4 boys when they go at it. So conflict resolution was certainly there, right? They learned how to get through their problems.
Okay, so 4 boys, ages
Yes.
ranging from 7 up through 12.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, you're on the verge of seeing the teenage years.
I am.
So implementing this now, what do you notice with your boys after a game night?
So after game night, they're much more collaborative with one another. Their conversational skills are enhanced. We invite friends over so that cascades to their friends' conversational and communication skills as well. So we're really trying to spread the love of getting these out into the world more often. My recommendation to all my clients is at least once a week. That will help immensely with their communication and conversational skills.
Well, and you say it's a balance because,
It
of
is.
course, this is our world. We live in a digital world. We have phones, but kind of incorporating, face-to-face communication and also texting in the digital
Savvy,
world.
you're absolutely right. So we can't get away from our phones, right? I mean, they're there. They're a part of our lives now. So what you have to do is set some ground rules in the house, right? Screen time, ground rules, it really encouraging your kids to invite their friends over as opposed to contributing to that 300 text a day problem that I was referencing earlier, right?
Yeah. And then you say you can also go a step beyond. You can invest in a social or communication coach to
Yours
work
truly.
on those skills.
That's right.
Hire Stuart, yes.
Yes, in fact, the majority of my clients are teens and kids because parents are so concerned about these conversational communication skills once they reach adulthood. So they invest in a communication and social coach to really help them enhance their communication and conversational skills.
Well,
so that's
and
my final.
You've
most
developed
important
the
recommendation.
Fedderson method, which
Yep.
is incredible. Can you share just a couple of points that you teach through your coaching?
Absolutely. So my business is the Fedderson formula, and it's a simple formula. Confidence plus charisma equals credibility. So I'll repeat that. Confidence plus charisma equals credibility. So I teach all of these public speaking and social skills that roll up into charisma, confidence, and credibility.
Okay, we like
And
the
so-
sound of that.
Yeah.
Where do we find more and sign up for your course?
So you can actually sign up for all my courses, all my coaching sessions right there on my website at feddersonpublicspeaking.com. You can also follow me on my social media pages, TikTok, YouTube. I'm on Facebook as well as Instagram. So
Everywhere. There you go. We love when you are here. What
I'm so
great
happy to be here.
tips.
Thank you so
took
much,
all
ladies.
the notes. All right.